Hey, Boris. I'm making sure you guys should be able to hear me right now. Let's check that. Yep. And why is this not working? Let's go back over here and make sure that that is working. Okay, good, good. And put that up. Okay, good. All right, making sure everything's working there. Akshanya, how's it going? We are not working too hard today. But I figured I'd hop on, and if anybody wanted to ask me any questions about Linux or labs or, I don't know, anything, we'd just kind of hang out, and I'll probably play some games and stuff too. The story on Sundays, well, this Sunday today, the wife drove down to Tucson to go hang out with the brother-in-law. So, her brother, my brother-in-law. I couldn't make it because I had to work on some college stuff anyways, so I wasn't gonna. It's kind of a long drive down to Tucson, I think it's about 2 hours or so, maybe about 2.5 hours. So she's down there. Yeah, Ranger's snoozing just off camera. His tree, I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm sure you can tell, but his tree keeps losing the bottom row of lights, and we're not sure why. The wife's changed out the fuse. It was working for like a few days, and then now it's gone again. So Ranger's gonna get. I guess Ranger's gonna get what he gets. So yeah, I just wanted to hang out though. My goal on Sunday nights, and I've told the wife this, on Sunday nights for about 4 hours each Sunday night, I'm gonna always be working on my doctorate work, and I'm not doing that today. But on normal Sundays, I will be just working on doctorate stuff. So I'll probably be on here working with you guys for people that want to kind of like, I don't know what we'd call that, except kind of like a co-study or something like that. But hold on real quick. I need to pull up. Let me pull this up real quick for you guys. So put this up over here. This is our Discord. New people showing up, Discord's always kind of popping. But what I was going to show you guys is some of you guys have seen this in that Ranger. Oh man, why is this all back? That's Ranger's tree right there. And these lights, like I said, they're kind of sometimes playing and sometimes they're not. But that's Ranger downstairs. That's his little bed. That's his fireplace right there. That's his little Ranger cam down there. Connection into socket is loose. Might be speaking. That's. Go bad. Yeah. It's definitely possible. Yeah. But that's Ranger downstairs. Some of you guys have seen that before. And then this is our upstairs. We have a 7-foot Christmas tree. So Ranger's got a 6-foot. We've got a 7-foot upstairs on our landing. And then that's the wife just likes to make these little things. So I took a picture of those. This is the front of the house. Some of the little things she likes to put up. Let it snow and little. Normally we have a thing right here that says "Hey friends," so that's kind of fun. And then we have a 12-foot tree downstairs, which I forgot to post the inside picture of it. But we got a 12-foot tree downstairs. So this is the front of the house all lit up. We don't go too crazy on lights. My neighborhood is pretty wild on lights. I'd say we're probably one of the lighter houses in the neighborhood as far as lights go. But we represent pretty well. Plus we got the tree for it. Wait, let me see if I have the picture of the tree. Nah, we don't have it from when I put it up. That was our Hawaii party. It's our internal Hawaii party that we did a while back. Hawaii themed party after we got back. All right, anyways, what am I doing? I am messing around. If you guys have questions about the Professional Linux Users Group or our Linux Systems Administration course, or kind of what we're doing in that space, I have the schedule here and what we've been doing and what we're working on with it, and we got two more weeks of it. So we're going to do engineering troubleshooting and incident response. So if you guys want to go over either of those topics and talk about those and like see a tiny little microcosm of what I'm going to make us do there, we can do that. Or again, I can just play video games. That's fine. Yeah, Colcus, one of my buddies is a guy I know from Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think he's a dentist. He's got 160,000 lights on his house or something. Yeah, he's insane. Just that's just in his front yard. Between him and the guy across the street from him, I think he decorates both of their yards. Um, but I need to finish some of these guys up. I haven't beat all these characters yet, so we'll start with a character I have beaten before. But if you guys have questions for me, or you guys want to talk shop about systems work, we'll do it. I might have to move a couple things here real quick. For this to work right, I sometimes have to get rid of, yeah, there we go. Because so this character, the limitation, he's got everything good, but the one bad thing is he can't fire while he's moving. He's the only character in the game that can't do an action while he's running. And it's funny, I've actually beaten the bosses with this guy twice, but when you beat the bosses, you still have to finish out the level. And I've managed to die in the last level after beating the two bosses with this character twice now. So that's always interesting. Anyways, yeah, I play the crap out of this game. But the nice thing about this game is if you lose quick, you can just go about your day, right? Like the fun thing about Brotato, if you guys ever get into Brotato, is that you don't lose your whole day playing it. You can just play quick rounds and then go back to doing whatever other thing you were doing, you know. So it's pretty fun. Let's get more range damage. More of these. That's good for now. I only play this on level 5, which is the hardest level. So, oh, by the way, wait, let me pull up my multi-stream chat so I can see if anybody from YouTube talks. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm not missing anything from YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I have multi-stream chat. Make sure that I can see both you guys on both sides. Yep, okay, there we go. Good. All right, so now if I won't miss anything if anybody talks on either stream. Which is always good, always important. Don't want to be that guy ignoring everybody. But yeah, if you guys have questions about the course or what we're working on, or if you guys have any goals around getting into Linux that you want to talk to me about, then feel free to let me know. Go with attack speed, more guns. More guns. Okay. Also, I think it's only hitting about 71 degrees in Phoenix today, so that's kind of nice. Phoenix has been quite hot, and it finally just kind of cooled off. Oh, we want to kill that guy because we'll always get, if we kill him, we always get a little treasure chest, or a loot box as they call it. Yeah, DPR. So the Linux course that we're running right now, which is found down here in Prolog Projects, there's going to be a certificate for it, and you can you can complete that certificate all the way up to January 19th. So anybody that wants to try to run through everything, you've got, when it's all said and done, it's going to be about, if I had to guess, which I'm going to guess with the calculator here, you're going to have about 16 times about 8. So you're going to have about 128, maybe a little bit longer with the project, maybe add another 25 hours or so. You'd probably have about 150 hours worth of work to do if you were going to try to do the whole thing right now. So for most people to finish this, if you started today by January 19th, would be basically like a full-time job. But I think you could do it. I think people could do it. It would be a whole freaking lot of work. That being said, yeah, all the way up until January 19th, there's going to be the ability to get there's a certificate that we have. One of our guys put it together, and it looks kind of like this. I'm going to show you guys the orange version of it because we're going to release the blue version. But this is what the orange version of it's going to look like. right? So this isn't the real version here that I'm showing you guys. Like you can't just screenshot this and put your name on it. Yeah, yeah. Well, Trevor is the guy who did it. Yeah. But we'll release the blue version. It'll look like this. Will have your name on it, and we'll have a little verify link down here, which is all done. Kolkus said, question about Ansible. How often would you recommend using roles instead of hard-coded playbooks? My project is very Ansible heavy, and I haven't touched roles. Oh, roles are just another way to do. All right, so check it out, right? So let's say that I don't know. Kolkus, do you remember the little books, the choose your own adventure books, where you could like jump around in the book to different pages? Do you remember those? I would liken. Actually, let's ignore I said anything about that. Although this is still a good idea. Have you ever written a long script? You know, and I would ask you this, and this is something that me and some of the guys have gone over, and Linux engineers in general have gone over the years. Does it really matter? Like if I'm writing like a 10-page script, does it really matter if I put a function in there that I call like 3 times during the script? Or could I really just copy and print the same code 3 times? Again, only 10 pages or so. It's a relatively small script. I'm not looking for programmer efficiency in my Linux scripts, if that makes sense. Where I'm going with that is the right way to do things is through inheritable roles. But while you're first doing stuff, if you were to just write one big long playbook, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Functionally, they will both work exactly the same. Let me show you what I mean by that. In my home lab here, right? I have root Ansible, and then I have patching, right? And in patching, we've got this site.yaml. And this site.yaml could just be a long playbook that starts with patching tasks, then goes to reboot tasks, then goes to app validation tasks, and then goes to final validation tasks. I could just write this all in one big playbook right here, right? But I wanted to reuse patching as part of maybe just like a site, maybe instead of a site.yaml, and this was like a full patching, I might have just wanted like a planning or just a prepping one, and I could have had pre-work or something. So where I'm going with that is now this becomes almost like a little function, like a little block of code, like a subroutine in Bash that I could call only if I wanted to see it. So now we CD down into roles. And in roles, but Kolkus, before you think anything's hard here, all you do in here is you say something like this: Ansible Galaxy, Scott role 3, whatever this role is, right? And Ansible Galaxy will go and prep the whole thing for me. It's init. Sorry. Let's say init. This Scott role 3 real quick. Watch this. So it's going to create it. Now, if I CD into Scott role 3, it's just made all the component pieces like I had an Ansible playbook. So watch this real quick. Let's go into one that I did have, which was patch, right? So this is our patching portion. And then we go down into tasks. And then now in here, we've got a main.yaml, which just points over to patching of servers. And this is how I patch all my servers. I just have yum, patch them all. And then you might look at that and go, well, Scott, couldn't that whole big long thing you did just there, where roles, patch, tasks, main points over to patching, couldn't that have just been one task in my playbook? And I go, yes, it could have. But now with roles, this role becomes inheritable. So I could copy site.yaml. Copy site.yaml over to Scott, pre-check .yaml, let's say, right? And then I VI my Scott pre-check .yaml, and I go and I say, okay, I just wanted the pre-check, like maybe let's say this was one of them, and then I want that Scott, I don't know what it was called, check 3 or whatever, and then this, but I'm not going to ever be doing reboots in here, and I'm not going to be doing that. And now very quickly, all of my people, all of us that are working in here could be working out of this one patching directory. We could be writing our own playbooks in here that just inherit the roles that we need, the functions or subroutines, if you will. That's the only difference. But would it work just as fine if my site.yaml and my scott.yaml right here just had big long, yeah, and then I could just go steal pieces of them and use them? But would the output be the same? Would the effect be the same? Would the execution time be the same? Yeah, yeah, doesn't matter. This is just the start of like a more clean way to do it. The first time I really saw Ansible used like this, and I really liked it, was in a tool called Shasta. And that was when I was at Shasta was a tool by Cray, and then Cray got bought by HPE, Hewlett Packard Enterprise, back in like 2020. And this went away. But we could all be working up in this directory right here. We could all write our different components of the build process down here. And then as we built like a Bastion server or a job server or whatever, I would have a roll down in here that added you into our like Active Directory. Actually, it was Keycloak, into our Keycloak. And then anybody who came along who built any server would go, yes, I would like that piece that does the adding of something in. And then look, they would zipper through and build everything. You want to make sure these things are not tightly coupled with anything else. And you say, well, what does that mean? What that means is they don't require, like, patching shouldn't require an input from anything before, because if somebody doesn't do a pre-check, now patch doesn't work anymore. Now you don't really have a loosely coupled system, right? You don't, because pre-check always has to go before patching. Patching always has to go before rebooting. Well, why the hell wasn't this just one playbook then? Do you see what I'm saying? Otherwise, now anything that needs to be fed into this needs to be fed in up here in an environment file. I think I have an example of that in my playbooks here under my, I think it's under my HPC deploy. So, see, I built this out as one big one. And then I think if you go to my Werewolf nodes deploy, this one I built out with my lab env. So here's my environment file of what my lab environment looks like, and then my lab deployer calls all of this stuff, and then I also have roles down here, and I can inherit roles down here. So it's basically, you could have like a big, I don't want to call it a graveyard, but just a big subfolder. Roles are all these inheritable roles, and if you never call any of them and you never use any of them, good, who gives a shit? If you do use certain ones, you can just call them as you need them, and then the person who maintains each individual little role can use it. And then let's say whoops, where am I at? Yeah, so let's say this SSH defix doesn't work perfectly for something. You could fork it. There's different ways to fork it. Obviously, you could push this up to GitHub and stuff. But what I'm saying is just right here in the directory structure, you could make SSHD _ fix _ just for Bastion nodes. So it could just be SSHD _ fix _ Bastion. Modify it the way you need for just your Bastion nodes. And nobody will use that unless they need it. They'll go back to the original SSH defix. And then, you know, if anybody needs, they can diff-r between the two directories to see what the differences are, right? And then they can pull pieces out of each and build their own or whatever. But this actually doesn't get as cluttered as you might think. You might be like, oh man, that's going to get real cluttered and that's not going to look nice. It actually ends up working pretty all right. So anyways, that was that. The original question was, would you be able to get this course later? And yes, you could get a hold of this course all the way up until January 19th. After January 19th, you won't be able to get back to that. You will have to, we're going to have an alternate method for you to get a different, there's going to be, so I'm going to do a LeanPub course that'll be Linux Systems Administration. It'll also be 16 units. It'll kind of mirror what we did in the course. And if people finish that, they will be able to get a different certificate that shows that they did all the work for the Linux Systems Administration course, but it won't, nobody else will get the original one. Only the first people to finish the project will get that first one. So hopefully that answers questions around that for people that were wondering. All right, this is always a gamble because it gives the enemy twice as much health for a level. So we're gonna do that. Oh, we're gonna do that early on. And by the way, my system just froze. So hopefully I didn't lose you guys. No, it looks good. All right, so that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. This guy can't shoot when he's running, so he's kind of annoying in that sense. But he is a pretty powerful character other than that, so. We're not going to kill those little cursed things off because there's no reason to. I usually kill them off, but I'm just going to avoid them this round. Because I just don't care about them enough. Alright. More range damage. More experience. We'll take this because it'll give even more knockback damage. We'll get even more knockback and pickup range. And then let's fight this. Everybody on this level is going to have twice as many hit points, so take a little bit longer to kill them. But then we get 5% more experience per level for the rest of the game. So it's pretty good to get the celery tea early if you're going to take it. And we should be able to mostly knock out. Yeah, see all these guys are taking more damage than they normally would. We're standing on top of our little heal guy, so he just heals us up. Or he should heal us up. There we go. Alright. We always want to knock out trees if we can, because trees will give us more chance at little prizes. Alright. That was pretty good, all things considered. Take some armor. Take that for more damage. Take that for more damage. And we should be at, let's see how much damage we do now. Yeah. 7 for our gun. It says 5 on the gun, but it's doing 7, so that's not terrible. The little bonus life thing is gone. It was only for that one level. So we should be able to mostly just stand in one spot. Not too bad. Sometimes we gamble on whether or not I'm going to beat the last level or not, but I haven't been beating this one very often, so I probably won't gamble on it right now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, feel free to relax. We'll take damage. Ooh, I do like a shot in an obliterator. Oh well, my whole system just froze. That's wonderful. Popcorn too hot. Thanks for the follow. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. I'm not going to hold on to the obliterator this time, but maybe in the future. We'll take more knockback damage because we get damage for our knockback, and we'll take this. Also, I'm a little worried about how my system keeps. Get rid of that. I'm a little worried about how my system keeps freezing. That's the second time my system's frozen since I started doing this. So we're gonna hope. I am playing a game called Brotato, and we're talking about Linux and stuff as much as possible. But the game's a little cheap game on, I want to say it's like $5 or $10 on Steam, and you just basically, it's a roguelike where you have to get through level 20 of killing all these monsters. You got 6 arms, you got different characters. I'm playing the soldier right now, so I can't shoot while I move, but he gets all kinds of other bonuses. But he gets this one bad thing, which is he can't shoot while he moves. There's probably, I don't know, close to 80 of these little Brotatoes of different types. And the goal is to beat it on all of them. I only played on the hardest mode, so if you do go play it and then you're like, wow, this is way easier than that guy was making it look, it's because I only played on level 5, which is the hardest level. So you'll see all the like the bosses at the end are always doubled. There's both of the bosses. In the normal game, you only get one boss or the other, but when I play, you always get both bosses. Also, I think I get more of the little mini bosses during the game. You don't get as many of them if you play it through the normal game. So I only played on the hardest one because all the other levels are kind of, I don't want to say too easy. They're just, there's no reason I think to beat it on like level 4 and then have to go back and beat it again in pretty much the same fashion. And I don't have to go grab those things because they'll fly over to me, so it's not like you lose treasure chests. All right, we want the range damage. Another gun, more healing. Basically, that's economy stuff, and then another one of these. All right, and more speed and range. All right. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, Zipper works all right. Zipper also works as part of just a package in Ansible. So if you guys ever, like we've been doing automation this week, if you use package to install things or update, it will do apt, DNF, yum, and zipper. All those 4, and I think there's a few other ones too, but those are the ones I can think of right off. It'll do those right out of the box as though they were just the packages on the system. The package module is nice because it figures out what type of system you're on and then does whatever type of updates it needs to without you having to go and make a different playbook for each of your different types of servers, if that makes sense. So all of the big ones, including Zipper, all work. Yeah, and Zipper's part of OpenSUSE. So and SUSE, which is SUSE Linux Enterprise Service, right? Killa, I'm doing good. I did 2 recordings earlier today. One was on Unit 13 and one was on Unit 14 of our Linux Systems course. So I was a little beat earlier. I took a little nap and then I got up and I was like, I'll hang out and do a little streaming. I don't care about the elemental damage and the minus damage, but I do want 10% less enemies because I'm trying to play it the easy way. Take more speed, take more hit points. And the goal, we just want to finish this. I'm tired of playing this for all the other challenges. I want to beat these stupid levels with all of my characters. So I'm taking less enemies. I'm taking 15% total less enemies now. Well, when I get that, so it'll make things slightly easier, I think. And this guy, if you're wondering why I'm doing that little stutter step, this character cannot shoot while you're moving. He's the only character that can't. So he's kind of, you got to be careful with how you maneuver him. All the other characters you can just run around and shoot to your heart's content, but this guy can't. Content, not consent. My my closed captioning down there will make it look like I don't know what I'm talking about often. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing pretty good damage, actually. Not great damage, but we're doing pretty okay damage. See how nobody can get to me? That's pretty decent damage if nobody can get to you. But it's not great damage. Great damage clears the screen. I'm not quite doing great damage yet. I want to get to great damage. We're not doing great damage yet. We don't need elemental. We'll take range damage. We will take crit. And then we'll take less enemies and don't want any of that crap. More damage. Regen. More damage. Another gun will mean more damage. And then we'll get a banner for more range. This one gives less. This gives knockback, less knockback though, so I don't actually want that. I always take the banner, but since this guy is built for knockback damage, I'm gonna do that. Colchis said I used package module for Red Hat install because I didn't know whether DNF or Yum module. Yeah, Colchis, the package module will do DNF, Yum. I think there's like 15 things it'll do, but DNF, Yum, apt, and zipper for sure. So those are the 4 big ones. Anything outside of that, you can always use your Ansible_distribution variable to do different things. Like you could say, if Ansible distribution variable is Red Hat, and you can see what those are. So what I mean by that, for people that don't know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys are like, what the hell is he talking about? If I just say Ansible all, and then I do -m setup, -a filter equals Ansible_distribution. We'll just take anything. I'm going to hit all the servers in my environment, and I'm going to get back. Oh, whoops. Well, there's servers I can't get to because I'm using the wrong key. Don't worry about them. We'll get the other servers that we've got a key to. Don't worry about those ones I could see anywhere else. But anyways, see. So, answerable distribution, and then so here is our general. So we would have Ubuntu in my environment. We've got CentOS in my environment. We've got Ubuntu. Thought I had another one. CentOS Rocky. Those ones, don't worry about those. They're in a different environment, so they have a different key. Because I have a split set of networks in my home lab. Those guys we could see if we really wanted to see those ones. We would say Ansible here, and then whoops, we'll do it here, and then shell will be setup. -A will be filter equals Ansible. These will all be Rocky though, because these are that environment. But right. So my point is, you can use the package manager. You could use the tool as far as it'll go, and then you go, oh well, you're a one-off. Well, I'll just do you this way then, and then. But we try to. I always call it painting with the wide brush. If the package manager, which it will hit 99% of all systems, let it do that. And then if you have some weird edge cases, after you write your main block that works against most of your servers, you can go figure out those little one-off type things in your environment. Yeah, Killa, how'd your school go? How'd your finals go? I just finished my dissertation work last week, so this week was kind of like my getting back to normal. But yeah, it was killer. The prep work and the paper and stuff that I was writing. I think my paper ended up being 30 plus pages, 35 or 40 references, which is nowhere near where it's gonna go. When you finish a dissertation, you have 200 to 300 references typically. But I have, another year. Straight A's, nice. My doctorate will probably be finished end of 2026. I'm going to try to finish it by the end of 2026 so I don't have to rewrite anything. Yeah. So I have 2 more years or so. But with how long everything takes on a doctorate, I actually have to be submitting things and ready by probably March of 2026. So I only have about a year and a few months to write the doctorate. But I don't know. I don't see myself taking as long as other people. I'm kind of more, I don't want to say I'm more serious than other people. It's just that I won't sit around and dick around like other people will. I'll just do the damn thing, I don't want to sit around waiting on finishing it. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I got the next year, but I do have to be. That's why on Sunday nights I will normally be working on it, probably starting next Sunday night, kind of like my night streams like this. The wife will probably be hanging out behind me, and then because she's got her little beanbag chair behind me, and then I'll just be working on my dissertation stuff and research and stuff. So if anybody wants to hang out with me during that, that's probably what I'll be doing. Using some Google Scholar and just generally writing and pulling in the data. As they like to say, I'll be a research team of 1. Right. All right. Let's see. More range damage. Landmines. Because landmines just hit enemies for fun. More range damage. And this is a tough one. This will give me more enemies, give me more material when I kill cursed enemies. I'm just, I'm going to keep the game pretty vanilla. I'm not going to go for crazy stuff. I'm going to take explosive damage because there's a chance that we get something that focuses on exploding. And I'll trade out my guns for better stuff like that. Killy said, what job should you look for? What job should I look for and when should I? Killa, I would start looking for jobs now. I tell people all the time, I'm constantly looking for jobs, even though I'm not looking for work. And that's because I'm always looking for what my college students should be focusing on. and I'm always looking for kind of like what's emerging. If you want to know, so Killa, one of the things that will help you to know what are the emerging technologies, a lot of times the contract work that you'll find will have like kind of newer or like emerging technologies. And I do tell you guys sometimes when you're younger, and when I say younger, I mean like before you have a family, before you have kids, before you have a lot of responsibilities, sometimes that contract work is really good for you guys to jump around and experience a lot of different technologies. Yeah, so Killa, what I would do is I would go to, I'm always showing you guys Dice. Where's Dice? Here's Ranger Cam. I'll go to like dice.com, and then let's just say right around here near me, I say network engineer in Phoenix, right? And what I would do is I would just make sure I have the skills. So they want a network engineer too. That's maybe not a first layer, first level job, but maybe network engineer is. Let's go look. They're going to redirect me over to some company job site, so that's fine. ZipRecruiter, don't want any of that stuff. Get out of here. Here's the required qualifications. They want you to have a bachelor's degree and some network. They want you maybe to have worked in a network operations center before. They want you to understand your networking protocols, hardware, and troubleshooting techniques, strong analytical and problem-solving skills, effective communication, collaboration. And then they want you to maybe know some of your CCNA type stuff. DPR, I wouldn't say junior DevOps because I don't code. I don't teach you guys how to code. That's not necessarily what I do. But I would say that you could definitely land in a like a NOC role, network operations, or a SOC, security operations role. You could definitely land in a systems administrator role for sure. That's kind of the stuff that I've been prepping you guys for. If you guys want to see the Linux Systems Administration course, this is for people that haven't been around for it. This is what the course is focusing on right here. This is what we've been doing. This is all 2024, right? I never finished writing it out. Oops, 2024. Right? So, yeah, we've hit all that stuff. Now, we've hit it at like a high level because obviously we can only get through so much. But yeah, if you went back to if anybody's part of our Discord and you go to our Prolog projects, you can see all of the project work that we've done for each of the weeks. So this was our monitoring stuff and questions around that. There's discussion posts you have to get involved with and talk to people. Scripted, we've had guest speakers come in during this, and we had a guest speaker in yesterday talking about using Ansible in the enterprise and the ways that he's used it and the way he's used. He had an enterprise track and he had a home track, what he's done with enterprise and what he's done at home. So Pessa came in and talked to you guys about that. What is this? Here's our K3s stuff. So if you wanted to come in and look at our K3s Kubernetes stuff, there's labs and stuff on that. And then we do have a environment in the professional Linux users group. We do have an environment that you guys can jump into as streamer1 at prolog.asuscom.com on port 22. And you would then be dropped in from our Bastion host to one of our 19 different Rocky servers. Pessa always has a good talk. He's going to come and talk Kubernetes for you guys next month too. So I'm going to try to get one more person to come and talk to you guys right at the end of the year. 45 degrees here in Australia. Is that when you oh geez, Celsius. Yeah, we get up to 45 Celsius, but not in our winter. This is our winter right now here in Phoenix. So, but we're 71 Fahrenheit, which is quite a bit less. But we do get up in the 40 ranges. We were getting, so we call them Fahrenheits, obviously. But we had a summer this summer that had multiple, just so many days over 110 Fahrenheit. Which I think 110 Fahrenheit's about 42 or 43. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So we measure our summers in how many days are over 110 Fahrenheit. So it's brutal out here. Okay, so by the way, I'm going to lock in these other tools that I want. Now this is a horde, so I'm going to have a horde this level, which means there's going to be too many monsters for me to keep track of. So I'm going to have to. Man, my glasses are jacking up. Hold on, glasses are jacking up on me. All right, let's go. So we just got to watch out for the enemies, try to stay alive. This guy, again, you can't move too much with him because he can't, he doesn't fire when he's moving. So you got to kind of watch out. We're doing pretty good damage. Since they can't build up in a horde, we're on a horde of enemies and they can't build up on us. So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good amount of damage. I think we're doing probably like mid-high right now. We're not doing high damage yet, but we're doing about mid, a little over the middle range of damage. See how we can keep everybody off of us? It's hard to get that much damage. If you guys play this game, you're gonna be like, how the hell was he keeping all those enemies off him? This guy has good knockback too, but it's one of the trade-offs because he can't fire when he's moving. So you gotta, yeah. That was a pretty good round. Take more attack speed. And you might say, why focus on attack speed when your gun's already fast? Well, because if we switch over to another gun, we are going to want that speed. So let's see if we can find another gun that's... Nope, none yet. Oh, yeah, it is summer in Australia, yeah, so because you guys are on the southern hemisphere, so... Yeah. Well, in Phoenix, we're always hot, so... it was only supposed to get 71 Fahrenheit today, so that's not too bad. Let's see. It's 70 right now. Fahrenheit, which is... Can I see that in the old C's? Hold on. Pull this up like this. Yeah, so this is what it looked like today. It'll cool off though. We're on the cooling off side of things. I also have a pretty good set of solar collectors on the roof, so I generate 15 kilowatt hours. Well, that's DC. AC. I generate just over 11 DC current hours or current kilowatt hours. So I have it's a pretty good size, and I have a southern exposure for my solar, so I get a pretty good amount. I can actually pull up a dashboard that shows some cool stuff in my solar. But I used to pull that up pretty often. I don't know that people are super interested in that. I know a lot of you guys are data driven, so you guys like data, but we do have to run our different stuff. All right. Let's kill some bad guys. We'll keep the game moving forward as we're talking. But yeah, there's a whole course out there for you guys. Also, even course aside, there's a lot of good stuff going down in the ProLug group. Some of you guys are doing study groups where you sit around and talk shop with the other guys about just projects you're working on, stuff that's interesting. We got people running those. We got people that are just doing all kinds of stuff to help get yourself ready for doing this stuff professionally. I tell you guys all the time, the goal of our group is to get you guys doing this stuff professionally. We're all hobbyists, right? If you're watching me for even a minute and not tired of it, you're probably at least a hobbyist in Linux. And if we can get you to doing it professionally, that's the goal. Get you guys moving to that. So, Trouble Rob, hopefully this stuff's... Trouble, I don't know. Hopefully this stuff's useful to you. I can't see that far. We'll grab those things. We'll grab more damage, more range, better gun. So what happens with your guns? See how we have all 6, but if you have any of these that are at level 2, this will automatically merge with other level 2s. So it'll just merge with one of these and make it better. Or you can manually merge. Like I could be like, well, I want to make these into a red level 4, which is the highest, and then buy another level 2. So then I'd have a bunch of level 2s and a level 4. You can do this however you want. I think that's an I. Okay, Trobby Rob. With Home Labs, is there a default thing you suggest people include? The one I currently have helped me pass the RHCSA, so I don't have anything real on it, but I do want to show I understand links. All right, well, it depends. So I think it depends what you want to show people, right? Like for me, my Home Lab does a few interesting functions. Let me pull up some of my Home Lab stuff. ProLug. My Home Lab mostly does things like this, where we can check on Ranger downstairs, see how Ranger's doing. We can keep track of how up the servers have been and like the usage of some of them. We can check logs for people trying to log in. But the main function of my labs are for you guys to be able to jump in and do stuff in these Rocky servers, right? So in my environment, the werewolf runs everything, and all of my nodes here. Where are we at here? Let's change this back to. Mainly, I just make sure that those 19 servers are up, and then you guys can jump into my servers as the Streamer 1 user, and then it drops you into a little Bastion environment, and that you're a jailed user, and then you can jump into any of my different 19 Rocky boxes via keys, and then do whatever you need to. And then if we go to any of these nodes, so let's go to like Rocky 1 here, and we say uptime, and then we say like DNF, let's say remove Calce. That's a tool that's there, right? And we remove it, and it says, "Are you sure you want to remove that Calce program?" And I go, "Yeah, get rid of it." And then we reboot the Rocky server, right? Then we ping Rocky 1 until it comes back up, and we can even watch it boot over here. This node is about to come up in a completely re-provisioned state from a stateless environment, right? So what's about to happen is Rocky 1 is going to boot. He's not going to know who he is. He has 4 disks in him, but none of them are bootable disks. He is going to iPixie over the internet. You know, he's going to send out a DHCP broadcast at layer 2, bunch of Fs on the network, and say, who's my broadcast? You know, who's my DHCP server? DHCP server is going to respond and say, hey, you are this server, Rocky 1, and here's all your information. So I'm going to connect on port like 9873 or whatever to Werewolf, and I'm going to pull down that I'm the Rocky 1 server, and I'm going to pull down a kernel image and an init RAM FS, and I'm going to provision myself. Here we go. Hold on. We're going to provision ourselves. We're going to come up, and we're just going to be a clean environment each time. So it's almost like you can do whatever you want in the lab, and then when you reboot the machine and kick yourself out, it just goes back to reset for the next person. That's how our labs work, right? Where I'm going with all that is, you said, is there something that you could do to show people that you understand Linux? And I would say just being in there, messing around with it, having maybe some things where you can show that you're monitoring it. We have a little thing that we sometimes do around here. Hold on, let me open up my notepad. Let's get Notepad++ going. This is one of my favorite little tools, right? My little Notepad++. And we just come and look for, here's some job skills examples, right? Like, I actually go out and I'll find real jobs, and we'll pull the actual job board requirements over. And one of them was like, install, configure, and maintain Linux operating systems. Hold on, let me move this up so you guys can see my words. Here. And I say, okay, you need to understand these, and you need to do this, and you need to understand the build process, and, whatever different types of things. They want you to know how to monitor system performance and troubleshoot issues related to server hardware, operating systems, and software. And I say, okay, here's the big 4: CPU, memory, disk, and network. Know how to monitor those things for how well they're being used. Look, by the way, this is booting. This is doing, in Werewolf, this is doing what's called a system overlay right here. And we do run SE Linux in our environment, so it's labeling everything as SE Linux. And then here in a second, this will start responding, and then we'll be able to reconnect to a brand new clean Rocky. And the reason I removed Calce is we're going to use Calce here in a second so that you can see that it's back. Basically, it just wiped like a little, what's that called? A trapdoor. Went down, came back up, it's a clean environment again. It's like you just sprayed out a room, and now it's just a clean environment all over again. They take a few seconds to come up. I'm surprised this one's taken this long, but yeah, there it is. That's been in it, and then it'll pop to its start. So this will respond on ping probably in about 3 seconds. Yep, there you go. Boom. SSH back to Rocky 1. We're in Rocky 1. Echo, welcome to stream Calce. And we'll make the cow dead. Calce is so stupid. That's why I use it, is because it's such an annoying frickin' thing. Yeah. That Calce thing. You can get rid of it. Just delete it. I actually make you guys do it this week in the lab. So I put it in there just so you guys can remove it. But my point in showing you all that was, you can go and keep building up a lab environment that is around these tasks that people want. Manage users, account permissions, and file systems on Linux. Okay. Do you know how to set up Etsy Pass WD? Do you know how to audit that for access? Do you know what like Etsy security access.conf does? Like, do you know what that file's doing? And if you don't know what it's doing, like maybe go spend a little time with it, right? Do you know what it's like to set up maybe like a trust environment to AD, like Active Directory? Because Active Directory is going to be a very common thing that you deal with on the Linux side of things. So back in the day, we used to do Winbind and Samba. And then nowadays, we tend to use like SSSD. And then you can also use tools like IDM, which is a tool. You can use Keycloak. And all of these things are ways for your Linux box to trust into like an enterprise environment. Because I tell you all the time, as a Linux engineer, I do not want to be in the business of identity and access management. I do not give a shit who connects to my servers. What I mean by that is I'll go check the logs for who connected to the servers, but I don't want to be in the business of handing keys to people. That is a nightmare job. There's certain people that want to go do identity and access management. Most Linux engineers I know don't. Just like there's people that want to be database engineers and database administrators, and they make good money over there on the database side. Us Linux people, most of us are like, those guys are nuts, right? So anyways, I recognize buried people have whatever environment. How do you keep people from doing malicious things? Trabi, I just, you know what? I show people often that... You know, we're keeping track of everything that connects to my environment, but what I try to keep people from being malicious is kind of this. This is my thoughts on it, anyways. What's the fun in hacking? If I give you root, what are you gonna do? Say you owned my boxes? I gave you root. If you went, like, if somebody went to Reddit and was like, I owned this guy's Linux servers, and they'll be like, well, how'd you do it? And they're like, well, he gave me root. And they'd be like, get the fuck out of here. The guy gave you root. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of my look on it is like, I think most people are like, I already have root. Most people want to earn root. We used to root boxes back in the day, right? Like that's the fun part of it. But if you just give me root, what am I going to do? Go brag? Like there's no... So my point is, I think most people that mess around in our servers genuinely do want to do things. And I come on, I've shown you guys this before, I'll come on, and one or two of these boxes will just be busted beyond repair, and we'll go throw away the VM, and we'll get it working again. I'm like, it's fine, who cares? I doubt somebody maliciously went in and took out a couple of these servers. They were probably really trying to do something legitimate and figured something out. And, I don't care if they broke the server forever. I'll just throw it away and make a new one. And I probably had to do that. Since we started doing this, I probably had to do that maybe close to like 10 times in our environment, which is perfectly acceptable to me in 14 weeks of this. I'd rather you guys break servers here than break servers somewhere else. So yeah, I think that's kind of been my take on it, is people aren't doing malicious stuff, because what's the fun of being root and then like I gave you keys to the car. What are you gonna do? Tell somebody you stole it? No, it was like, that's my thoughts on it anyways. Plus, nobody wants to lose Ranger Cam. I'm just kidding. Ranger Cam is on the environment. You guys could figure out how to get in there if you wanted. But there's only like one or two things in the environment that are off limits, but I don't think anybody messes with those anyways. So, and I do have it somewhat segmented, but for the most part, people are pretty reasonable. So, all right, let's keep killing stuff. Got to keep moving my my little Brotato character forward while we're in between talking about Linux and hanging out. And my wife is coming back up from Tucson in a little bit, so I'll get off here later and hang out with her for a bit. But for now, I'm hanging with you guys, talking about the course, talking about systems work. We do have a Prolog, which is a professional Linux users group. Actually, we're almost to 3,300. I thought we were almost 3,400, but we're a little shorter than I thought. So we're just trying to keep people in there, keep people working on getting into Linux. That's kind of the goal. So. Yeah, popcorn. I've thought about that, but my systems aren't even strong enough. Like they're, you wouldn't even get like you could put Bitcoin miner on all of those, but I just don't. I think you'd be like, this isn't even worth the time that it took to log in here. Yeah, that is the only thing that's kind of, I guess, if we were talking about it, worrying. We're gonna take this little bot. That bot is pretty good at stopping things. We'll take another SMG. We do have a boss this next level, so let's see what boss we got. Some bosses are harder than others. This boss is, well, I don't want to call any bosses easy, but of the bosses, this is one of the more reasonably defeatable ones, let's say. I have him at half health. See if I can just burn him down real quick. Burn. All right, he's burned. So that was easier as far as a boss fight goes, but again, this guy he's doing pretty good damage. He's just not, again, you have to keep moving and you don't shoot while you're moving. So, oh, geez. What you just saw trigger was when I go under 40% health, I trigger a bomb that kills everything on the screen. But I can only do it once per level. So, that's kind of my indicator, like, hey, Scott, you need to stop dicking around because you're about to die. That's what that explosion tells me. So, all right, we beat that boss level pretty good. We'll get a red item, which is the high level. So this is good. It gives everything good. So we'll take that. Take our damage. I really want that, but I don't want the lower knockback. And we'll take this. And we'll take this. Even though the Pocket Factory is not that great, it's going to cause the tree to spawn a turret every time I kill it. So what happened? It happened to you a lot in DigitalOcean. They would take over your stuff. Did Popcorn, were you at least changing like your username and password and that kind of stuff? Doing some kind of, I imagine they make you do some kind of key login, that kind of stuff. As long as they make you key to your environment. Let's see. When I say key, I mean they don't allow like a SSH login. They require like a keyed login. See, I'm doing pretty decent damage, but this isn't great. I need to up my damage a little bit. I only have a few levels. 20 is the last level. So I do need to up my damage. 35's okay. 35 a shot's okay. I'd be better if I was in the hundreds. You want to keep them from getting in those little pods, because if they get in those pods and they launch, they turn into like a creature that's probably like 10 times worse than if you just kill them early. So I want to keep those pods from going off if I can avoid it. Yep, kill the pods off. Alright, this is okay. Nope. Crit. More guns. Take those two. And alright. Garbage. Alright, we got one more mini boss to fight next level, by the way, too. And then we just shoot for level 20 to beat the big bosses. There'll be 2 bosses on level 20 because I'm going on the hardest mode. So you get to fight both of the end bosses. You don't just fight one of them. So. $30 damage? That's not too bad. Oh! Alright, I got hit harder than I expected to there. Alright, I'm gonna go stand by my little medical turret because he's gonna heal me. So, I didn't realize I was getting so low on life. Something hit me pretty hard there. And caused me to trigger my bomb. We leave those fruit on the ground, and then, because then if we get injured, they'll automatically heal us. Which is kind of a nice thing. Yeah, it's a fun little game. Let's go for attack speed, and then we'll go for more crit and a better gun, and we'll take the lure. Yeah, we'll take this, and then we want all of these items. So we want more range, we want faster attack speed for us and for our little structures that keep popping up. And this is really important because it's going to allow our bullets to penetrate. Our bullets don't penetrate the enemies right now. So, or piercing. They don't go into the next enemy like we want. So We do want that. And which boss? This boss is... I'm not going to say he's easy or hard. He's his own unique little thing. Again, I can't move fast because I have to move stuttered. You guys wonder why I'm moving like I have kind of like an epilepsy. The reason I have to do that is this guy only damn it. This guy only fires when he's not moving. So we don't want that guy that close to us because then you don't have time to dodge his bullshit. Alright, good. Phew. Oh, so those are those little things that come out. Remember I said you don't want to let those guys get... Damn it. Alright. That's enough of that. That's definitely enough of that crap. Jeez. Alright, Spider. Spider's better on other characters, but we're going to take him. Take structures. So we're going to take damage. And then we do want every one of these things. Alright. One more level and then the bosses. The two big bosses. So see if we can't survive the two annoying bosses at the end. Yeah, they have characters that keep it so you can't stand still, obviously. It would be nice to just stand still. Like, sometimes, if your character's really kind of running it, you can stand still, but then you'll notice that there's guys that'll keep you from being able to stand still. Those stupid big squids. They don't let you stand still because they target directly to you like little chopsticks. Kind of annoying. I don't want them to be able to keep finishing me off. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Now all we gotta do, we don't want this. If we were doing melee, we would. We do want the range damage. And then we want the attack speed. Garbage. We want another gun. More attack speed. Less money. We'll take this. And then now we just got to beat the bosses. So, here's the two bosses. I like to try to finish this shark guy off first. And then, oh jeez. Yeah, I know it wasn't coming very fast. I just, that guy, he's hard because you can't, God damn it. Get all the way to the end and then just get murked. Oh, people are doing more discussion questions. That's always good. So you can go in there. You can always work to catch up on stuff. Also, the bot welcomes you guys. So if you guys jump in, you can also do stuff like user count. It'll tell you how many users there are, and you can ask the bot questions. So you can say, hey, where is the inode setting in ext4 or something like that, right? And it'll tell you stuff about ext4. The bot's a little bit salty, guys. The bot's kind of a shit talker. He's actually designed to be an old Unix sysadmin. Fisherman Guy Bro runs the Fisherman Guy bot, but they want us to make fs.ext4, right? And we can go read about that file system if we want to, right? So there's a whole bunch of places to go. We're always talking about RTFM, right? Read the field manual. But it's kind of valuable. Let me pull up. Hold on, I can pull up my other chat now again. Now that I'm not playing the game, I can pull these up over here. Yeah, that I lost on those guys way too quick. I took 2 hits that I shouldn't have, and then the third I took all 3 hits that I shouldn't have taken there. That was stupid. May said I can't stand reading PDFs for a long time on screen. Prefer paper books, but I can't buy a whole library. Do you think an ink device is worth it? Amazed. I guess it depends. There are some nice. I use a screen reader called Sumatra. I think it is this guy right here. what is this? Yeah, SUMATRA. This is a free PDF tool, and you can change. Like I can go in here and I'll just switch it from light to dark mode. In fact, I think I have it. I have it in dark mode now, but you can go set the background color and the text color. You can flip these. So for me, like I'm reading. This is my book, right? This is my book off of LeanPub right here, and I'm looking at it in dark mode, and I'm looking at the different labs. Like if we wanted to do labs right now, we can go look at all of our system labs. And then we could go down here and we could do our questions as we went through our labs and stuff. So I prefer reading things typically in dark mode. But I have a Kindle. Yeah, Kindles are fine for reading stuff. If the question is around how you... Oh, popcorn. They were hijacking an exposed Docker port. That'll do it. That'll do it. Yep. Yeah, well, what are we doing? We're just over an hour, and we could do some Linux stuff. We could set up some stuff in our environment. We could keep looking at job things if we wanted to. Sometimes I pull up some of our old presentations for you guys. I have a whole set of presentations that I've done over time, and maybe... we could do that. That seems like work, though. Or we do all kinds of things. Do you cover releasing, deploying software to different app repositories? Popcorn, I don't mess with that stuff so much. I do show people how to pull down repositories and then store them and release them through life cycles to your organization. But I don't necessarily do that for like apt or any of that kind of stuff. And I don't like push code up into repositories. I mostly will pull down and like solidify. I use a tool for that called Pulp. So go to Pulp open source. It's the Pulp project. It's a pretty straightforward little tool for. This is also part of what built Satellite. Pulp is part of Satellite. So if you've heard of that, and you can go look at how Pulp works. You can run Pulp in a container even, right? If you wanted to. Run it up in Podman. So. What else they got here? Yeah, and then you just point your devices here instead of out to some repositories out in the world. And they got some other stuff. If you have to manage all kinds of packages, Pulp can help. In our high performance compute space, we use a tool called SPAC. And one of our engineers actually at work is one of the main maintainers of SPAC. And this is a package management tool designed to support multiple versions and configurations in a wide variety of platforms and environments. So we'll use SPAC, and then I can give some engineers a certain version of Python, and some engineers and researchers, really, they're not even engineers, they're researchers doing research stuff on big high performance compute environments. So yeah, Foreman was a big part of that. Yeah, Foreman, Camp, and Catello was part of the registering in. Yeah, yep. And then Pulp was a big part of it. That's true. Yep. We actually had one of the primary, my buddy Ash Davis came a couple months ago and talked to our group. So we have Saturday talks offline. Like we don't record them. Like they're not, because I think people be way more candid when they're not being recorded. So, we got, 20, 30 people down there talking to Ash, and he's one of the primary retainers, one of the maintainers of Satellite on the Red Hat side. So he actually has worked for Red Hat for probably about 8 years now. And he does that. He maintains that, and he maintains their Ansible as well. So he's real big in Ansible. And but Satellite's one of his babies too. So he's a pre-sales engineer now, though. That's what he does. And I had him come talk to you guys about, because not everybody wants to be an engineer. People want to be close to technology, but sometimes people go, I'm not keeping up on all that anymore. They kind of like put down their backpack and go, all right, That's enough. That's enough staying on top of technology. I'm not going to troubleshoot things and read stuff for the rest of my career. And when they do that, sometimes they want to go into like pre-sales where they go and they deploy new stuff, but then once they're done deploying it, they don't ever maintain it. It's almost like pre-sales engineers are almost like a clean environment architect, and it's kind of nice. Their constraints are more around how much is the customer going to spend, and then they build everything out, and then they go on to the next, and that's kind of what Ash has been doing for a while. So, but anyways, yeah, SPAC's good. Dice, we were looking at network engineering. Best network engineer thing I can tell you, go get GNS3 and go start learning how to learn how to configure a router. One of the guys was mentioning yesterday, programming a router from scratch was harder for him than he thought it should have been. Well, that is the first task in a CCNA, is you have to take a router basically out of the box and go from giving it a host name down to terminal connections, right? Like all those console and terminal VTY connections, right? Like all those things you have to know how to do. And you can come in and download a bunch of labs people have put together or do your own inside of GNS3. If you guys have never seen this, it's one of the best free tools around. You can just download and run your own little environments. So they got free training. They got all kinds of good stuff out there on GNS. But all right, our environment is getting attacked, but always is about the same speed as it normally is. So that's fine. What else? GNS versus Eve. I've never tried EVE-NG. I grew up. I passed my CCNA in 2002. So, like I kind of started networking pretty early. In the 2000s is when I started networking. I don't know. So, I've never used EVE-NG, but I was an early adopter of like the Cisco Packet Tracer. But I don't think everybody can get a hold of Packet Tracer. I think you have to be part of their little Cisco Academy to do that. So that's why I tell people about the GNS3, because I think GNS3 is pretty good. I've never tried EVE-NG. I imagine it's good. I can tell you GNS does virtual machines. I don't know if EVE-NG does as well. But with GNS3, you can run an environment, and then you can have virtual machines and actually have them interact with your networks that you build. And I think that's a pretty powerful little setup. But yeah, I haven't played with EVE-NG, so I don't know. I don't know that too much. So, it's still bugging me that I lost those stupid bosses that quick. Is Packet Tracer free? Okay. That's probably because they realize the competitors are so good, they want to stay relevant, right? And I do think that Cisco's really good at teaching the CCNA curriculum. Like they've been doing it for 30 years now. I'm talking just the CCNA curriculum. Cisco's been around way longer than 30 years, but their curriculum for CCNA has been around like 30 years. And I remember when I first started studying for my CCNA, I was in the Army. I was an infantry guy, and I remember like the big selling point was, get out with your CCNA and you'll make 60, 70,000 a year. And that was a lot in the early 2000s. That was a lot for me as a little infantry guy making like $18K a year or whatever I was making. So I don't even know. I don't know exactly what I was making, but it was like not a lot. And they, I started going to college, and then I actually passed that on my first try when I was still in. So it's kind of a fun little fact. So I've been doing networking. I've been teaching networking for 16 years too. So at the college level, so I teach the Cisco courses too, which is a fun little fact. If you guys didn't know, I teach the I think my course for that's like 260. So it's like intro. It's basically like intro and gets them moving around and doing some natting, and it's actually prepping for the CCNA, but not every student goes and takes their CCNA after it. Obviously, it just gets them ready for it. So, what else? What else we got here? We could keep playing games, but I think I'm all bro-tatoed out. I could play some Mechabellum. Mechabellum's one of my favorites. Throw some Mechabellum up while we're hanging out here talking. When was the last time any of you guys ever seen Mechabellum? Mechabellum's a fun one. I like to play this. Play this in the background when we're hanging out. Also, I do gotta kind of think about food here sometime. What do I want to eat? Oh, I actually have food left over from earlier. Cumulus Networks before it got bought by Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia bought everybody up, man. They bought up all the Mellanox. They bought all that stuff. Mellanox for InfiniBand. All right, I'm gonna start with solo. I'm gonna play a bot. I'm gonna play against a bot first. Anybody here know how Mechabellum works? How's it going, Fisherman? I was just showing them your bot a little while ago. I was showing them if they join the Discord, they can go hang out in there. Yeah, Nvidia's smart. If you guys go look at like how high performance compute networks are working right now, and if you go look at like who's running a lot of that, they run all the networking and they run all the GPUs. So Nvidia's a big part of it. Oh, Schizo, you just got Chinese. I forgot that I actually have, so me and the wife, there's this place out here that has a really good breakfast, like it's a Mexican food breakfast, and it's like, it's way more food than me and the wife can eat. And I forgot that I still have half of that, so I might eat that for dinner cold. All right, so what are we going to do here? Hold on. Gotta sneeze. Oh, man. All right, so how Mechabellum starts. When you play against the bot, you have all the time in the world. You get to pick your card. You get to pick your initial hit points. Some cards are stronger. Like this guy gets an additional 50 supplies per round, and he has these 2 units to start, right? So he gets less hit points because he's a stronger kind of long-term prospect. But I really like Aerial, because what happens with the Aerial Specialist is you can unlock any of the aerial units without... so let's see. He has nothing by default that can hit the air, so that's good. But I can unlock any of the aerial units that I want for free. So I'm going to unlock an Overlord, and I'm going to put a giant Overlord unit out the second turn. So let's see. I might lose the first round, but that's not that big of a deal. And let's go ahead and put these guys up front here. These guys are like little chaff units, but they can hit up in the air, so that's good. And we'll go ahead and build this. I don't think I have this level. There we go. Boom. All right. Let's end deployment like that. So we didn't spend any of our money this round. And let's see how we do. We have a weaker proposition than them. Those little mech warrior looking characters, they shoot an area of effects, so they're going to fuck my guys up pretty good. So I'm going to lose this round. That's fine. Probably lose it pretty good, too. Looking at this now. But that's okay. Let's see. And then next round, I'm going to pull out a unit that none of these guys can even hit. That's a giant boat unit. So. Alright, so I lost. Take damage for every unit left on the battlefield. And then now, what do we want? I can get a Fortified Overlord, which will give him more hit points but decreases his attack. We'll take that. So now this guy is going to have 75% more hit points but 35% less attack. And if this character doesn't pick anything that can hit the air, I automatically win this next round. And then we'll go ahead and, you know what, we'll take more attack and damage for this round. Let's see how it goes. He has nothing that can shoot up, so I win this round. No matter what, I automatically win this round. He did link his tanks, which is super annoying, but you're going to see that the boat does enough damage to mess right up over the top of that. So, actually, hold on, let's see. How is he? Yeah. So he's going to get my towers. He's going to win. It's going to look like he wins the ground, but then his guys are just going to stand there and get knocked out. So it's kind of funny. It looks like he wins, but he doesn't win. Because he's got nothing that can shoot up at my boat. Alright. Take him out. Also, the boat has a certain like area of effect attack, so boom, there we go. Alright. So now we just keep messing them up. We're going to take, since we're aerial spec'd, we're going to take the Phantom Rays. We'll go ahead and put the Phantom Rays back over here somewhere and take another boat. Again, he doesn't have anything yet that can shoot up into the sky, so he is not, it's not going to be good for him. if he doesn't get that taken care of soon. And oh, he does have a couple of units that can shoot in the sky. The Phoenixes now. We'll see how this goes for him here. Again, we're just playing against the computer bot, but it is on the hardest mode, so that's a good start. Let's see how we finish these off here. All right, not bad, not bad. Okay, gotta keep them off my towers because when they hit my towers, they blow up this EMP, and we don't want that. He picked. He's got this skill on his Phoenixes that allow them to go and hide behind their buddies and regen, but we killed them before they regen, so they can basically keep coming back to life for a while. And we killed all that off. It doesn't matter. All right, we're gonna take supply enhancement. We're gonna spend a bunch of money, but we're gonna get 150 extra per round in the future. So we're buying into like future rounds there. We'll go ahead and take another boat because again, boats are a little OP, and we're gonna make the boats into motherships. So now the boats are gonna start pumping out wasps. He still doesn't have a whole lot that can shoot up. He only has 4 guys that can hit the air. So as long as I take these 4 guys out, he's got oh, those are Mustangs. Mustangs can shoot up too, but all the Mustangs are gone right now. So he doesn't have anything else but these 2 guys that can shoot up. The boats will keep making wasps every 28 seconds. So they're going to keep pumping out more of those little wasp guys. And as soon as these 2 guys are gone, that'll be game for this round because they can't hit, you know, they can't hit up in the sky anymore. They are going to take this boat out though. Maybe? Yep, they got the boat. That's fine. Alright. So that's the game. Cool, because this is the game called Mechabellum. That's a fun little game. You got to pick these cards. I'm gonna take these wraiths, and I'm gonna show you why I'm gonna take the wraiths here. Wraiths have this one thing that makes them valuable. It's called their degeneration beam, and it basically degenerates everybody in a circle like this around them, and it's gonna make all their guys weaker. Well, as long as they're still up in the sky. And then we're going to take 2 more of these guys because they're very powerful themselves. We got a card that made them stronger early on, and they keep generating more wasps. So we want them to keep generating wasps. And then, like, if we wanted to, we could promote. We can start upgrading our guys. We have the ability to promote them. But for right now, we've just been kind of overwhelming this character, this little bot guy. We've just been overwhelming him for now. Again, he only has those guys that can shoot up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only a few characters that can even shoot into the sky right now. So as soon as I kill them off, like it's a guaranteed win for each round. So those guys are down right now. Yep. And then take those guys out and take those guys out, and that'll be the round. You know, it's like basically a guaranteed win after that. You can also speed it up so it'll run faster. Yeah. Alright. Just beating up on the bots. I'm not playing people yet. I could play against people, but we don't want any of that. So you can pick all of these, or you can take an extra 50 money because you don't want anything. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, okay, For these characters, I'm going to give them a ground cannon now. So now they're going to fire a cannon, and they're going to shoot things, and they're going to make their little things. This is one of the more powerful things you can do with them. And we'll go ahead and make 2 more of them. We're just going to spread them out across the whole map. The reason you got to spread out, too, is because they get stuff like this little electromagnetic bullshit, and they'll hit whole like swaths of your guys. And then sometimes just because it's annoying, you'll do something like this and put a little shield up. So then, yeah, see, this won't hit my guys within the shield now. So that was a good call. See, it hit up here, but it didn't hit down under my shield. So this guy does fire damage back here. He's not too bad. Not too much of a problem. They still don't have very many things that can shoot up into the sky, so that's not very good for them. That's a wipe, right? So that's my warm-up rounds before I go play against humans. Because humans are significantly harder than the hardest bot. Because humans at least react. So there you go. Also, humans can have... so you can set up... You have a bunch of tech in this game. I actually have to go tech out some of my guys real quick, so hold on. Hold on. Let's go to unit modifications. There's some guys that I've never teched before. Mainly the Farseer. I don't think I've teched him out before. And the Typhoon, I gotta change his tech. I think. Hold on. Let's see. So sometimes you gotta buy them. Okay, yeah, I don't have any tech I want here. Where are my... I know I have new characters here. Phantom Rays. Phantom Rays. I want to see what different tech I have for these guys. So he can have an armor enhancement. I don't care about that. He can have high explosive ammo. Don't care about that. But I will buy it just so we have it. But see, basically you have these different... You have 4 techs you can buy for your characters, but you can only bring those 4. I don't care about his armor. I do care about his range. His sticky oil bomb. That sounds fine. And I do like the stealth cloak. But I don't know like all the meta for the game. You guys know what meta is, right? That's the most effective techniques and something. I don't know all the meta for the game. I do want to change these tarantulas though. My tarantulas have... I need to give them spider mines. So I need to take away... Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I like all those things, but they need spider mines because spider mines are really, really important for these guys. They just fire these mines off that can kind of get in there. No, it is kind of chunking, but no, it's not going too slow. I don't know if it's going slow. Like I'm seeing it push out. All right. I guess I do see a couple of like steps every now and then, but no, not too bad. Yeah, I think when I was playing it, I might have been. Hackers, I don't play with the hacker characters. I'm not any good with them. I mostly play air characters. I know there's something else I wanted to switch on one of these. Was it this one? I think I want to change this off and give my guys the option of... Oh, crawler protection might be better. Yeah, I think that's better. I'm okay with my fortresses for that because that's how I use my fortresses. We'll look at our fire badgers. All right, that's fine. All right. We'll go play one online. We'll go do one online and see if I can beat anybody. We'll go see if I can match and beat anybody. I don't really play this very often against humans. I probably play one match a week or so against people. So I don't have like a very high MMR or anything. I do win probably, if I had to guess, about 2/3 of the time. So, you know, you got a good chance of watching me beat somebody here, but it just depends on what I get. Oh, Popcorn, thanks for your Prime. You could use your Prime anywhere. You chose to use it here. That's always nice. This will try to find somebody to matchmake with. I have no idea. You know, this might be a bot. I doubt they're bots. I think they're all real people. But, you know, they're just somebody else messing around online like I am. They're not very serious about the game. Like, the serious people are up around, like, 2,000 MMR, which is just your matchmaking service. All right. You're going to see I have a significantly shorter amount of time to pick things now, but I don't take a lot of time to... I could talk, and I don't take a lot of time to pick anything in this game. Normally. As far as, like, I'll watch other people take the whole 90 seconds or whatever, and I'll be like, oh. Let's see. All right. I can get a Typhoon. I can get Supply. I can take Giants. Let's go with Typhoon Specialist. And then let's see what he picked. Looks like he's got some pretty beefy guys over there. We'll take a couple of these. So we'll get some snipers. And we will go ahead and do a very similar thing to what we did earlier. We'll go like this. And then we'll move some of these guys to come in later. And then the snipers are really the guys hitting the heavy damage right here. Alright, there we go. It's interesting that a person would play like that, because that's very similar to how a bot would have laid this out. So he's also putting a bunch more of the little guys down. So those are Fangs. Fangs are okay, but they don't scale well later. All right, let's see how we do. That's always most important to watch the battles, right? And I don't think my system's lagging out. I think it's just kind of slow. Like the game is kind of like a little bit of a slower game to start. So let's see how we do here. I think I'm doing okay. I'm going to lose the left side, which is fine. And take that out. We're going to lose that tower. Let's speed up a little bit. Oh my god, that's annoying. My guys did not turn. So you guys will go on like what they've aggroed on, and my guys just fucking got shot in the side because they're idiots. Alright, anyways, we'll take these free ones because I want to do something else. I am a Typhoon Specialist. Let's go ahead and put these up here. My guy's going to be taking Typhoons later here. I'm going to go ahead and promote this, and I'm going to take another couple of these over the middle. Boom. Alright, there we go. This guy took the Farseer, so we'll see how the Farseer holds up against the rest of my guys. And hopefully we hang a little better set of shots here. Hopefully we do a little better than we just did there. Jeez. All my guys are moving to the damn middle, which is just getting worked over. Getting worked over in the middle. Man, my guys are getting their asses kicked. Alright. Speed up. Not getting to their towers, which means he's upgrading faster than me, which is not great. Alright. Now we got our guys. We'll go ahead and move this guy here. We're going to give him this. And then we're going to give these guys that. And we'll go ahead and put this guy over here. Alright. Let's see how this goes now. He put shields on his fangs, which I'm kind of interested in why he did that. That's an interesting thing for a person to do. I don't know why you would shield fangs, because they're about to get. It just gives them one more hit before they get torn to pieces. So I don't know why people would do that like that. But I guess maybe there's a reason for it. We'll see here. We will see here shortly. Still losing on the sides. Not great. Alright. Finally I win one. Not a great win though, but it's a win for the round. Alright. Now we start making this rougher on them. Tech. We're going to give them barriers, and we're going to make more of them. So, barriers means they're harder to kill, and put a little one of these guys up. All right. And we're going to give them missiles here in a minute, too, so that's going to make it even worse for them. All right. What is he doing? Is he flanking me? So you can flank after the first round. I don't see anybody flanking me, though, so... Oh. Yeah, back up a little bit so we can see the battlefield. And my Typhoons are about to be a real problem for him here shortly, because my Typhoons are about to have... what are they going to have? They're about to have missiles on them, and the missiles are a real problem for people. So we'll see how that goes here shortly. Yeah, we're doing all right. Got to level some of my guys up here. Be able to handle some of these damn shots. Oh my fucking god, that tower timing is the worst. Alright, this is called Mechabellum. The game's called Mechabellum. It's a pretty fun little game. We want another absorption module. We'll drop it over here in this guy. And we're going to give all of these guys... well, actually, hold on. We're going to upgrade our tanks. We're going to upgrade our... We're going to upgrade our marksmen and give them more range for right now. Because we're having this problem where our guys are going off to the right and they're not doing anything. Like these guys are moving off to the right and they're not doing anything. They're just getting killed. So we want to stop that from happening. Also, I got to start upgrading my guys in the middle too. So we got a better chance of winning this round than other ones. But we'll see. So, and remember I said I'd make decisions a little quicker, and then people tend to sit around. That's kind of the story of the game for me here. All right, keep chewing them up, guys. All right. Can we at least win on one of these damn sides? All right. Looks like we won the left and the right. So okay, good. It's good. Good. But they're close rounds right now. We're gonna start making them a little more damaging rounds here in a second. All right. I'm gonna take this. Upgrade these guys. We're going to upgrade this guy again, so he's even more dangerous. And then we're going to give these guys all range, and then we're going to make everybody have more hit points and more damage. Whoops. Alright. There we go. We should be able to maybe eke out a win here. Maybe. We'll see. Easy money. You got a question? What's the question? Let me know. I'm just messing around right now, so let me know if you have any questions. I'm not working too hard right now. Yeah, see how my guys firing rockets now? That's going to cause a lot of problems for these guys. Or it should. They'll fire the rockets every few seconds, so. Just makes them do more and more efficient damage. And then those guys absorb, so they're going to be absorbing hit points back, which is going to make them even harder to kill. And they have a lot of hit points, so that makes it even worse for the enemy. Yep, there we go. But easy money, let me know whatever the question is. I will try to answer it if I can, while not dying to some mid-range MMR player online. All right, we're taking melting points because I love melting points. Put them back here. And we will take another one of these because I want them on the outside over here. And then we're going to work on the melting points to give them more range. We want them range. Basically what the melting point does is when he locks on something, his beam just keeps getting stronger and stronger until he melts it. So they're very powerful characters, but they're also a bit slow. But they are a giant class character, so we'll put another one over here too. We'll go ahead and upgrade all these guys. And just for now, we will also... Yeah, we don't have anything else we need to do. That's fine. Let's see if we can hold up. Also, the main reason to get into melting points is because melting points have the highest scaling end game damage. So they're kind of like, if you're going to be going into late rounds, their ability to melt will melt anything on the board. It doesn't matter what they put out. So while they're not great against individual little units, like the one that's locked over on the left, not really doing much, that's fine because when big characters start coming out, they can crush them. Is Red Hat Docker and Kubernetes the Red Hat OpenShift admin good certs after an RHCSA? Easy money. That question actually came up yesterday, and Michael Pessa was around, who has like 7 or 8. I think he's got 7 or 8 of the Red Hat certs. So he was actually talking about those things, and I think he's got a few of those. I think there's good money in it. I think that they're very valuable in the industry. So I think that's yeah. So we won. That was good. That was a good win. We were a little dicey at the beginning, but we ended up taking it. But yeah, I do think OpenShift is good. My brother runs OpenShift for a company called AAA, as you guys know, CSAA. But I would tell you that I really like this point that Michael made yesterday. There is a need for more Kubernetes in the industry. There's just every company that's out there. Like you can't go find like a tech company that's doing big tech, and you can't find anybody that's pushing the boundaries of stuff that isn't running Kubernetes. So even in the high performance compute space, we're doing Kubernetes. So yeah, I do think that those are good certs from the perspective of you can't go wrong. It would be like if you were like, hey Scott, I'm moving to Mexico. Should I learn Spanish? And I'd be like, well, I think Spanish is probably good. Well, you're moving into tech, and Kubernetes is absolutely king right now. I mean, the certs are great. The value of the certs are great. Yeah, I think you should do those. But Pessa's the one to ask if you're down in the Discord. Just look for @mpessa and just ask him like, hey, what did you think of your certs? Because he's a Red Hat architect. He's got, I want to say he did like his 2 certs. He got his RHCSA and his RHCE, and then he did like 5 or 6 certs after that. So he's like an infrastructure architect for them. Oh, that's the name of his title. All right, we'll do one more round. I'm probably going to lose. I don't win super often. I think I told you guys I win about 2/3 of the time. So we'll play another one, and then maybe I'll hop off. The wife said she's coming home, I think. So let's see how this goes here. And we're just messing around, guys. We're not working too hard. The game is called Mechabellum. I will pull up, and talk about tech if you guys want any tech stuff. What are we playing here? Oh, what the hell's an Amplify? Get 3 small amplifying cores for free on... I've never heard of this, so I'm going to take this because I don't even know what this is. All right. I've never heard of getting small amp cores. Oh, that's interesting. I've never even heard of this character. This is a new thing to me in the game. Let's play this kind of conservative here. Let's go back here. Let's go here. Let's get one of these and move this out of the way. We're gonna go carry sledge, and then we're gonna well, HP isn't all right. Well, I'll give those to my tanks. By the way, you can sell units off later and get things back for them if you want. But I think that that's a perfectly acceptable way to start this, and let's see how this goes. I should have a slight edge here. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Now those things are mini melters, or the steel balls. What they do is they do kind of the same effect as a melter, where they'll lock on a thing and just start doing more and more damage. I think we should. I mean, we should be able to. No, well, apparently we're gonna lose to them. What does that person have? They get a free fire badger next round, so that's no good. All right. Maybe we can salvage this game. Let's see. We are going to take phoenixes. So phoenixes are more heavy damage units, and he got his little fire badgers back there. So we'll see about this. Take this, and we'll go ahead and take another sniper here. Was he smart enough to take phoenixes? He was smart enough to take phoenixes, so that's good for him. If he hadn't taken phoenixes, he'd have nothing that could shoot up at me. So that's a good start for him. I have phoenixes and snipers that can shoot up, so I can hit his phoenixes, which are good. Let's see if we can take this out a little better this time. I think tank should be able to hold now. I'm hoping. We can hope. Okay. And then if we can just take out his guys in the middle. Nope, we're gonna lose again. Damn it. He's got too many crawlers. Problem. That's a problem. But watch this. Take a wasp swarm, put in the back, right? And then we're going to take a couple more phoenixes. We'll put the phoenixes on the outside here, just in case he decides to do anything crazy with flanking us. And then we're going to do something that's going to be kind of a little weird. You think this is a little weird, but we're going to put these right here. And our missiles are going to take out the bulk of the crawlers as they move past their other guys. The reason we're doing this is because crawlers are what's fucking me up. My guys can't target the further, more damaging enemies while they're dealing with those crawlers. So we're going to let the crawlers move in, and we're going to kill the crawlers off. So watch. Right here. Kill the crawlers off, kill the crawlers off. They're the problems. And then now we're going to hopefully... We also get an EMP on his back line, which is going to slow all his guys down. So that was kind of like it's like we took a little bit of a cheap shot, but that's fine because we win the round. And then we just wipe their characters. So that's a good win, but we don't get that again for 4 more rounds because I don't get the wasp swarm again like that. But we'll see. Hold on. We'll see if we can maybe... advanced shield devices are okay. I kind of want laser sights. And you know what? I kind of want a portable shield. But let's go with laser sights on these guys. We are going to do the same thing again, guys. We're going to be cheap again. Because the goal of this game isn't to not be cheap, it's to win, right? We're going to take a couple more of these guys. And after we pull these guys, we're also going to do this. Watch. We're going to give them massive range updates. So now these guys are going to start shooting from way farther back. And that's good for now. All right. Let's see if we can hang. They're not flanking us anywhere, so that's fine. All right. Same missiles coming in the middle once their guys come in, because we don't want their guys to get to our dudes. So I think they found something that could shoot down. What the hell? I don't feel like our missiles landed, but we'll see. Ah, they did put these little guys. So look, they put these guys up with the missile interceptor. So that was how they took that. Take the name of the person. It's M-Pesa. He's in our Discord. Okay, what do we want here now? What's gonna be our best? What's gonna be our best way to handle this? do love overlords. So we're gonna boat them. And we'll boat them. Another boat back here. And with our boats, we will take... I'm going to take Overlord Artillery too. I'll go ahead and put another one of these guys up here. Alright, good. Let's see what they took. Oh, they took these guys? Ah, they're going to give a little bit more range. That's not a big deal. Those guys don't have range yet. That's fine. Okay. That's pretty good. We still might not... Man, we are not able to hang with their frickin'... The amount of missiles these guys are able to pump out. Not great. Not a great look, guys. Alright, we're gonna have to resort to cheating now. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's no cheating. We are gonna slow them down. Take a couple more of these. And we're gonna do something a little different. We're going to give them faster shooting. And then, go ahead and upgrade these guys. We'll upgrade this guy. We'll go from there. Alright. So they're going to try to ion beam me, which is fine. That'll damage some of my guys a little bit, but we're going to be staying further back, so it shouldn't matter too much. But we want to slow them in because their whole strength is in rushing into me. So if we can stop them from coming in, that's good. We do need some more. Good. Didn't do anything back there. That's good. Took out those guys, but that's fine. This isn't going well. We lost. We lost. Did they finally give them range? Yeah, he finally gave them range. Alright. Fair enough. Alright, we lost one. It happens. I don't play a lot against the humans, so... let me see how far away the wife is. She said she's coming back right now. Let me message her real quick. Spicy, let's see, spicy Italian. So she wants to go to fired pie, so we're gonna eat some fired pie. Jalapenos. There we go. If you guys ever been to fired pie, it's pretty good. All right, we'll get out of here. But what are we doing today? Not really working too hard. Oh man, we're almost at 2 hours right now. We have been talking about mainly we were talking about, oh, I didn't even show you guys that boot. Or maybe I did show you guys that boot, but we've been mostly talking about the Linux Systems Administration course. I've got 2 more weeks, and this next one is going to be kind of one of my favorite ones, I think, because I've got all the troubleshooting stuff that I've shown you guys before, right? Like for you guys that have been around, hold on, let's pull this up real quick. For you guys that have been around, we've got our troubleshooting page, right? Like, where's troubleshooting? I think I call it general troubleshooting. Yeah. Let me show you guys this. Some of you guys remember this. Right. And, you know, obviously we can talk troubleshooting all day. And this is fine for, like, how you troubleshoot through a system, right? Like, we've talked about this before. Troubleshooting methodologies, how to get good at them, how we visualize troubleshooting, and then the different types of ways that we might troubleshoot systems, right? And these go with more and more information, like systems thinking. And then we get into how do we solve problems before they happen? How do we identify problems that could happen with like failure modes and effects analysis? And I show you guys some of this stuff, right? Obviously, we have those talks, but there's a lot more to troubleshooting than just those things. There are, let me see if I can just find some. So there are troubleshooting methodologies that deal with like fishbone diagrams. Have you guys ever seen these? But like how do problems happen, and how do we find where a defect is occurring in a system? So we'll do some fishbone diagrams. We'll be doing some of the different types of diagrams. Here's a technical term for it: fishbone diagrams, and what does it kind of look like? Equipment, process, people, materials, environment, management, and then the effect is a problem. So you start to look through what's contributing to potential problems, and you use these to troubleshoot down to what's causing your system problems, right? Another one that I try to show you guys a lot is Six Sigma. Where's our Six Sigma white belt stuff? So there's the Six Sigma Council. We have these also up in our Discord for you guys that want to, in the beginner start here section. There's some stuff on getting into Six Sigma, because engineering is engineering across the board, and Six Sigma is a kind of problem. It is an outcome-based look at problems in systems, right? So what I wanted to show you guys is there are free training out here. Look, whoops. Here's your self-study right here. Can I program you? I don't know what that means, but no. And then down here, like, we can download and just go get a bunch of the training information here. And maybe I'll give you guys an option to go in here and find your maybe something that's interesting to you, right? And if you guys want to go take the Six Sigma cert, I think that would be a fun one, because they're free. The first one is free. The white belt is free, but it talks about how we get to Six Sigma, right? And then it talks about some of the principles, and then we'll do some of the troubleshooting on here, right? So anyways, I want you guys to see that, because that's a free site right there with free training. All the training here is free. You guys can do all the stuff you want here free. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So we'll get into that next week as we get. God damn it. We'll get into that next week as we do this. No, but I will tell you, speaking of AI, we are going to be building, I've got this plan to build some LLM kind of helpers, so that when you guys drop into, so some of you guys know about this. Currently, you can go to our Guacamole site. This is an open site. And as long as you have a username and a password, so who's my user? Yeah. Whoops. Right? Whoops. And I'm going to have a generic user for people to connect into, and then you're going to be able to connect to a set of nodes. The user will be able to connect to a set of nodes, and you'll be dropped into a node like this. And you are going to be able to ask an LLM questions. So maybe you do like a df-h, and then you say, like, I don't know what we're going to have the helper called, but you're going to be able to ask it, and it's going to go and it's going to do some LLM stuff, and it's going to respond to you around questions that you might have on the system and help you to figure stuff out. While that's happening, so let me pull this over to the side. This, whoops. Motherfucker. I hate window management so much. It's one of the reasons I think I like the command line so much, is I don't have to do this window shit. But anyway, so over here, right, we also have over here, we will be able to watch while people are, while we're doing streams and while people are down in there, we're going to be able to come over here and go to like our dungeon, and I need all to help, right? And as we do that, and as the user is doing whatever in the dungeon environment, we should be able to. I should be keeping track of all of this. Let's see. Let's see if we exit out of there. Go back home. What was I on? Red node, blue node, maybe lab 7. I thought all of these had it, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't see it running there either. Hold on. I'm trying to find where I have it running. I was sure I had it running on these red nodes, but maybe I busted it somewhere. Ah, here we go. For sure, this is going to work. Right? And then now if I start doing this stuff, then it'll be popping up over here. So we'll be able to see the questions people are asking in the LLMs that are, and the responses from the LLM. We'll be seeing it over here every 10 seconds. It'll be updating. So if people are sitting around and trying to learn some Linux and doing all that stuff, we'll be seeing it over here. Again. Yeah, I need all the helps to wall. So then. Right. Right. And things will be popping up over here as people are doing whatever they're doing. So I'll give everybody access that wants to go in there and mess around and ask questions to the LLM, but then it will also be popping up over here so we can kind of amuse ourselves when we're doing whatever else. We'll have to find out. I might have to, there'll be one of two things that'll happen. Either we'll be using a CPU-based LLM, which will be a little bit slower, or we'll have to get some GPU hardware, which I have some GPU hardware I can get a hold of. And then I'll just have to work on getting a hold of that and get it built into our lab environment here. So, but that's kind of my plan on that kind of thing. And I think that'll be fun. Like, we could be doing other things and then we can just be watching, and it'll be obviously more scroll, but it'll be people asking questions and walking through stuff. You won't have to ask me directly. You can ask it directly to the LLM. Yeah. Yeah, I actually have some access to some GPUs that we could do stuff on. The problem is I can't give the access to other people. I could get some access to GPUs and then do whatever I wanted to and show you guys that stuff. Yeah. Well, I run high performance compute systems. That's what I do professionally. I maintain things mostly with Ansible, and that's kind of my life. But yeah. So we'll do that, and then as more and more people come in, I wonder why. Hold on, I need to find out why now this has failed. Hold on, I need to exit out of this, go back home. So that was Red Node 3. Is Red Node 2 up? Let's go look. I think Red Node 2 is up. Yeah, so the script is on Red Node 2. But why is it not on Red Node 1? I think it's Red Node 1. Just Red 1. The script start. So the script is started for this one, but CD to. Why is it not starting for that user? I have too much to the screen. Too much to the screen. Okay, all right. We've broken the system. All right. So I'm watching it, and it's coming to the screen, and then it's going back in. So that's kind of funny. All right. We may end up having to. That might be the only way to get rid of that. I could probably figured it out, but that was that terminal was locked, and it was just going to keep feeding stuff back over forever. So that was funny. Control C was not where. I guess I could have Control Z'd it and at least gotten enough time to. Yeah, that's fine. We're not going to worry about that too much. But the point is, I think that would be fun because people could see what people are asking the bot questions, and I think that would be a. And then also you could be in a terminal shell. You know, if you want to get into a shell and kind of control an environment, you could do that in real time. So, all right. Where are we at here? I think up here. Let me refresh this screen. Because for some reason, YouTube Studio gets like way behind where we're actually at. I'm not sure why it does that. But it gets really far behind, so it should be good. All right. Well, we don't have enough people. I don't think we have enough people over to raid. But what did we do today? We recorded Unit 13 and 14 of our Professional Linux Users Group Linux Systems Administration course. So you guys are welcome to go join that if you want to do the course. We're at the end. We're only going to Unit 16. So we just have these last two to do. And then we'll be done with it. That'll be the course. So after that, we're going to have to find something else to work on. I did tell you guys that I was going to do a straight engineering course. And that'll probably be starting... I'll maybe give myself to like March. But that's just going to be like straight engineering. We're not going to do... necessarily systems engineering. We're just going to work on being better engineers, and then that can go into network engineering or systems engineering or software engineering or whatever. We're just going to talk about engineering principles in that one, and then we'll work on that probably. I don't know, maybe start that in March, give myself a little bit of a break. But this is where we're at right here, and this is what we've been up to. So all right, let me go hop off of here, and if anybody has anything that they want to talk about, feel free to hit me up down in Discord. I'll probably be hanging out watching some anime or something. So if you guys need anything, message me. We're not going to raid anywhere because we don't have enough people to raid, but I definitely appreciate you guys